Morning session focusing on breath, and we will practice our 5 elements Qigong flow today. We'll start off as always by getting the body moving, energizing the spine and getting the blood flowing. Let's start with knocking on the door of life. So just connecting your feet to the ground. Really rooting yourself through the feet, using the floor, and then moving from the hips and the waist. So it's nice and strong through the lower body, and light and lifted, nice long spine through the upper body. Shoulders relaxed. Upper back relaxed. Really important to really keep the spine healthy and strong and nourished and also flexible. So looking after our spine. It affects every other joint in the body, the shoulders, the hips, the knees, the ankles. And then we're just going to bring the arm that swings across the front into a light fist, and that's just going to tap gently just under the collarbone. We're tapping here on a long point, on a meridian line. So I suggest what you could do is take a slightly fuller breath in, just calmly through the nose. And then just gentle breath out through the mouth. Those slower, fuller breaths where we calmly breathe in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Really think of them as cleansing and clearing breaths. And let's do maybe a couple more of those. Just do what you feel you need for this morning, but not too many. Maybe 1 more, 2 more. It's a calm, full breath in through the nose. Breath out through the mouth. You could, if you feel like it, you could use a sound through the mouth. So you could use a sigh sound. So you could breathe in through the nose. Should be calming, relaxing. And then back down to belly and back. And now just letting the breath breathe easy, soft, in and out through the nose. So our normal breath, just calmly, gently, in and out through the nose. Gradually slowing down. And slow down into water waves and feel the difference. Maybe you soften, maybe you bend the knees a little bit more. And it's like you are just running the hands and the arms through clouds or water. But there's just that little bit of extra resistance. Really focus on the softness, particularly in the joints. Because we're getting the blood flowing, the energy flowing through the joints. So the softness in the finger joints. And the softness in the wrists. And the elbows. And the shoulders. and the spine, so keeping that spine long. And because we're slowing it down, just visualize each of the vertebrae just rotating up the spine. And come down now, focus on the base of the spine and into the hips. And down into the knees. So feel that spiral, complete spiral movement throughout the whole body. And into the ankles. And really get a sense of just freeing up the joints, clearing any tightness and tension. And just getting the energy, the blood flowing. And then slowing it down. And just give yourself a moment coming up to standing. Just stand tall in a comfortable position. And maybe feel the sensations in the joints, feel the sensations in the fingers. And then stepping back out to our shoulder width apart, we'll do the walking bear where we start with our fists pointing towards each other. A little bit of tension in the arms, still keeping round in the shoulders. I'm going to mirror you, so we shift the weight to our left side. So I'm balanced now on my left leg. I'm just going to take a short step out to the right. Then I'm going to shift the weight over to the right leg, extend the spine and rotate the spine, keeping the shoulders down. Get a nice twist through the waist and then step back and down. And then weight now on your right side. Step forwards on the left, extend the spine, and as you're extending the spine, rotating the spine, and then come back down. And then just go in your own comfortable pace and get that coordination with the arms and the spine and the rotation. And you're just breathing easy in and out through the nose. Be aware as you step forwards that you shift the majority of weight onto that front leg. The knee stays soft, but you're nice and strong through that front leg. And also, as you step forwards, make sure you're not leaning back and overreaching as you step forwards. Let's do one more each side. And then take a rest. Good, just balance. Just show you what I mean by that leaning back. I'll show you from the side. So it's quite common when we shift the weight onto one side and say I'm going to step forward with this leg now, is that you shift the weight and lean back to step forwards, and then that puts a little bit of overload on that lower back. So as you are stepping forward, hopefully you can see me there. I'm balancing And I'm moving my spine and my center forwards before I rotate. So that really means you're nice and stable and strong on that support leg. So just bear that in mind if you practice that little one on your own. Let's do a little bit of dog wags the tail. So we move using that lateral flexion side to side, shifting the weight, the pelvis stays pretty parallel to the ground, and then you just free up that spine. So we get like seaweed underwater. And really work your way up from the lower back, mid back, upper back. You have to keep tall through the spine here as well. Otherwise it sticks. If you're here, you end up moving the shoulders or you're moving the hips. So see if we can just really gently free up the spine. Of course, with any of these movements, with any of the practice that we do, it shouldn't be forced, it shouldn't be pushed. You might get some little creaks and crunches. As long as it doesn't hurt, it's all good. And then just slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. And just to finish our mobilization, getting the energy flowing, let's just do a little bit of shaking. So start with using the legs as pumps. So you're using the legs, you can keep the heels on the ground, or you can start to tap the heels into the ground, and then you really feel that vibration coming up through the body, through the spine, into the shoulders. And here again, you might want to take some of those cleansing and clearing breaths. So maybe a full breath in. Really letting go. This feels good this morning. Full breath in. And then you can bring hands into it. Shake the wrists. Still keep the shoulders going if you're shaking the wrists. Really just get some vibration, some movement, some energy flowing through the body, blood flowing. And then let's go half time, half time. Really shake out the wrists, shake the fingers. And then slowing it down, slowing it down, slowing it down. I'm going to do a corporate this morning with a group of solicitors in the city. So this is going to be fun. I'm going to get them shaking out and seeing how that works for them. So just stand, open up the shoulders. Enjoy that tingling sensation wherever you feel it running through the body. That's energy flowing, blood flowing. Letting the breath settle. Relaxing the face, forehead, eye sockets, cheekbones. And just resting the tip of the tongue, if it feels comfortable, just lightly on the roof of the mouth. And bringing that inner smile. Let's do a bit of a waterfall before we start our 5 elements. So you're just bringing, again, making sure you're shoulder width apart, a little bit of bend in the knees. It's like you're in water and you're just bringing water up in front and just washing it down and scooping up. breathing easy, breathing light. And then just taking a moment. And we'll start off with the metal element and soaring crane. So palms facing down, relaxing the shoulders down, softening the shoulders, opening up, rotating shoulders, elbows, wrist, and then connecting thumb and index finger, and then coming back to start, and then palms down again. So it's soaring crane. So imagine as you open up there, you're extending and opening up, flying high above the sky. Breath in. Breath out. Breath very light, soft, very quiet. In and out through the nose. Just a light breath. Not too much, not too little. Chi means energy, and the first place we bring energy into the body is through the breath. So really focusing on bringing energy into the body as you breathe in, bringing that oxygen in. And then as we breathe out, with this particular movement, have that sense of actually distributing energy through the body. So as you're breathing in, you're bringing that energy in. As you're breathing out, all of that energy is being distributed to every single cell in the body. Nourishing every part of the body. Very gradually just bringing your arms a little bit lower. So you're coming more towards the lower rib height. And perhaps focusing a little bit more on the depth of the breath, not the volume, how deep it goes into the lower ribs. Perhaps massaging, breathing into the kidneys. Breathing into the lower abdominals. And then taking a rest. Just letting the shoulders relax. Next movement is focusing on the water element, so very much on flow. Now obviously all of the movements that we do in a flow sequence is about flow, but this is just really emphasizing that flow sequence. So you're popping one hand on the back of the body, other palm facing towards the forehead. I'm just showing you from the side there. We rotate, so all the movement is coming from the hips and the waist. We're rotating the hips and the waist. As we rotate the hips and the waist, we hinge forwards and create a Zen circle. It's a nice name for this movement. I'm just going to move back because I'm cleaning the plant there. So a little bit of softness in the knees. Remember how we oiled the joints at the beginning. So we've got that nice fluidity through the joints. After the next one, keep the circle going, but without the hinge forward. So we still move from the hips and the waist. We still create that Zen circle, but we keep tall through the spine. So no hinging forwards. Just visualize the spine as that central axis. Hips and the waist lead the movement. Move from the center. And then we'll smoothly transition. So bringing the other arm behind, other arm in front of the forehead. Again, moving from the hips and the waist, hinging at the hips. Nice big scoop. Keeping that back long, bending the knees. Doesn't have to be too big a hinge. And keep that spine pretty much in a neutral position, i.e. you're not rounding the back at all. Use the knees and use the hips to hinge. Keep that movement going, but without hinging at the hips. So still moving from hips and the waist. Slowing it down. And then coming to a rest. Take a moment to balance. Let that movement integrate into the body before we step back out. Palm facing upwards, and you rotate again from the hips and the waist. You've got that palm facing forward, shoulders down. The opposite arm and palm face upwards, going behind you. A little bit of bend in the knees. You bring the palm behind, past the ear, and then down the arm, pushing, this is called repelling the monkey. So you push that arm through. This hand comes towards the waist here. Push, and then you just repeat. So open up, nice rotation, nice twist, a little bit of bend in the knees, open up, rotate. So you're pushing, repelling the monkey, a great title there. I won't tell you what we were playing about repelling the rain in Spain when we were in Spain. Some really good movements when we were practicing this. On the beach. And just breathing easy. Feel that nice twist, that spiral, particularly through the waist. Now this is the wood element, so that's strength and flexibility, resilience, clearing any emotional tension, pushing away. So that arm comes towards the ribs, and the arm that pushes through comes past the ear. So think ribs, open up, ear. And just breathing comfortably, easy, light, soft, in and out through the nose. Do one more, and then take a rest. Balance for a moment. Fair maiden works the shuttle. So we bring one palm, back of the hand towards the forehead, bit of space there. And we rotate to the side that you've got your hand facing forwards, and we push through with the other hand. Watch that you're not overreaching. It's very tempting just to push and reach forward. So you're literally just rotating the spine. And then we swap sides. So we do fingers to elbow, and then push through. Fingers to elbow. Push through. This is really good for brain training. Fingers to elbow. Push through. Again, it's a nice twist through the spine, through the waist. Couple more, just breathing easy. And then taking a moment before we finish with our earth elements. That's the fire element. Earth element, we'll do single arm pebble in the pond. So one palm facing up, the other palm like that pebble dropping in the pond, like the ripple from the pond. Again, we're moving from that hips and the waist. So movement, you're almost like doing a figure of 8 with the pelvis. Really focusing on grounding and centering, balancing. Let's do one more each side. Breathing easy. And then just interlocking your thumbs, bringing your palms onto the lower abdomen, onto lower dantian, bringing the feet together. And just giving yourself that little bit of a moment to appreciate the practice this morning. To let the body bring itself to balance. Visualizing the bamboo in the wind. And then when you are ready, just taking a slightly fuller breath, opening up your eyes, giving yourself a brush down. And I wish you a very good day, whatever you have planned today. And thank you for joining me. I will see you hopefully on Thursday for some more play. Take care, have a good day. Bye.
Thanks, Greg. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.